love me? Do you love me? The key text is John chapter 21, verse 15 through verse 17. John chapter 21, from verse 15 to 17.
When they had finished breakfast, Jesus said to Simon Peter, "Simon, son of John, do you love me more than these?" He said to him, "Yes, Lord, you know that I love you." He said to him, "Feed my lambs." A second time, he said to him, "Simon, son of John, do you love me?" He said to him, "Yes, Lord, you know that I love you." He said to him, "Tend my sheep." He said to him the third time, "Simon, son of John, do you love me?" Peter was grieved because he said to him the third time, "Do you love me?" And he said to him, "Lord, you know everything. You know that I love you." Jesus said to him, "Feed my sheep."
I would like to ask whoever is in a relationship, it could be marriage, it could be a fiance, or any other kind of relationship. How do you feel if your partner asked you whether you love them? I mean, all of a sudden, and she asked you, "Do you love me?" Or and he asked you, "Do you love me?" What's the first thing that comes to your mind? Is there something wrong I did? That's the kind of thing that comes to your mind. If your spouse asks you out of nowhere, "Do you love me?" Do you love me? Or let me ask again, if you came to a point of asking someone, "Do you love me?" what would be the motivating factors for that question? Why would you ask people you know that you are in a relationship with, why would you ask them that, whether they love you or not?
For assurance.
For assurance. Because of this time you haven't been sure whether they are in love with you or not.
They are unstable.
They are a little bit unstable, given their behavior, their acts and their choices. Do you love me? Do you love me is a very dangerous question to ask in a relationship.
Sometimes I ask because there is a certain course of action I would like to take.
Yes. Yes.
That might go contrary to their liking.
This is not a casual question. It's not a casual. You don't just wake up in the morning and ask your friend whether they love you, and ask your spouse whether they love you. It's a very sensitive question to ask someone you love or you're in a relationship with. But out of nowhere, Jesus asked Peter, and there were 12 of them, and he singled out Peter. And when he singled out Peter, okay, he addressed him differently. He called him Peter, son of Jonah. Did you see that? Does anyone have any other version? For someone to read verse 15. Because some versions, like my version, mine is RSV.
What's the chapter?
It's 21.
Good news.
Good news says what?
When they had finished eating, Jesus said to Simon Peter, "Simon, son of John."
Son of who?
John.
John. Okay, you have John.
Yes.
Okay, I also have John. Anyone with Jonah? Dr. Moreno, what do you have?
John.
You have John. there's a version that it calls him son of John. Okay. Peter, son of John. Let's use that. But is Peter son of John?
KJV says Jonas.
Aha, that's the Jonas. Because the Greek does not say John. The Greek says Jonas. Yes, that's why I was insisting on Jonah. Okay, Peter, son of Jonas. But have we known Peter the disciple to be the son of Jonas?
In the first chapter of John, Jesus says, hey, so you are the son of John. You will be called Cephas. In the same
Yes. But we are the son of John. But the Greek says son of Jonas. Okay? Peter, son of Jonas. Who is Jonah in the Bible? The guy who was swallowed by the fish. Why was he swallowed by the fish according to the story? Defiance. Disagreeing with his master. Okay? Now we have his son in this text.
This was the son.
It doesn't need to be the same Jonas, but it's like calling Christine, daughter of Museveni. Now it doesn't matter whether we're talking about the Kamuta, but your father was also called Museveni. And you know the symbolism around the name Museveni in Uganda. Do you get the point? So Jesus doesn't call Peter. He even involves the name of his father in this address. Is it important?
Or was there another Peter?
Or we are talking about another Peter. But what we are sure about, this is our own Peter. However, this time round, he's addressed with the name of his father. Why would someone call you your name together with the name of your father? What are they saying?
Calling him thrice.
Enoka mutabani wa Rubanga. What are they saying? Serumide mutabani wa Kalyango.
It's identity.
It's identity. But is this just identity? Is it about just identifying you?
No.
Or they have a communication? They are sending you back to your family. That is what they are telling you. They are telling you that what is happening right now, okay, is not new with you. That's why they are involving your parents. So in the Bible, your father is very important as far as what you are doing today and who you are today is concerned. So this address is not innocent. Peter, son of Jonas, I have a question. And you have to answer this question in that context of you being the son of who? Si kumuswaza buswaza Enoka. Naye mwabaveeyo w'abayona. Twagala tukulye kye mugamba. That's the perspective. It is not the first time that Jesus has called Peter, is it? Does he call him like that every time he calls him?
No.
So this is a contextual address. And I'd like to pause from there and ask you, would you like to be identified by your parents and with your family? Or you rather be identified as you? Do you take any pride in being the son of your Jonas?
Yeah.
If yes, why? If no, why? But anyway, we have a guy here who is addressed by his father, and the question to him is, the first question, okay, is different from the second question. And the second question is different from the third question. And the third question is different from the above two. There is only one consistent thing in this conversation. What is not consistent are the questions. What is consistent is the answer. Amen? Amen? Huh? The first question, let me start with English. Alright? Let's start with English. The English says, Peter, son of Jonas, do you love me more than these? That's the first question. Okay? The first question is asking Peter to rate himself against the other 11. Okay? These guys love me. Okay? But I'm looking for this fact. You, Peter, son of Jonas, do you love me more than this? Okay? Yes, do you love me more than this? So why is Jesus asking this? Because there's a background to this question of more than this. And that background is in Matthew chapter 26. Okay? Matthew chapter 26, verse 31.
6, 26:31. It says, then Jesus said to them, you will all fall away because of me this night.
You will all fall away, okay?
For it is written, I will strike the shepherd, and the sheep of the flock will be scattered.
Continue. To 33.
But after I am raised up, I will go before you in Galilee. Peter declared to him,
Peter. Okay?
though they all fall away because of you, I will never fall away.
So, going back to John chapter 21, Peter, based on what you said earlier, do you love me more than this? Because all of them will fall away. But Peter says that though they all fall away, me, I am here to stay. So the question is, Peter, why are you staying? When everyone else has left for their lives, why are you staying? Here's the reason why I'm staying, brother Jesus. I am staying because I love you more than this. Now the question is, do you love me more than this? This is the background now. That's why Jesus speaks the whole thing of asking Peter, do you love me more than this, that you can stay even when they leave? You get the point, right? Do I have someone who loves me for real in this group of the 12? Your family loves you, isn't it? But is there someone who loves you more than them? What are the signs? The sign is simple in Matthew chapter 26. Those who love you more than others will stay when everyone else has left. Amen? So, do you love me to that extent? That's the question. So have you ever sat down your group of friends, your group of family, your sociologists, and investigated who loves you more than the rest? Is it important?
What if they say no?
What if they say? What if you find yourself that you are alone in love?
No.
That is scary.
Would you also
That's where we are coming. Would you do what?
like you asked that, but you compare it, would you also stay for them?
So how many people would you stay for when everyone else has left? Do you love me more than this? By the way, if you have someone you love, why do you love them? Because your reasons will help me understand how much longer you can stay after everyone else has left. do you love me? More than this. The second question goes like this. A second time he said to him, Simon, son of John, do you love me? He said to him, yes, Lord, you know that I love you. He said to him, tend my sheep. In the first question was feed my sheep. In the second one is tend my sheep. Okay? And so even goes the third, and it is. Now, there's something interesting in the Greek of this text. It's common information for all of you who have been listening to our teachings that the New Testament was largely written in Greek, okay? So whatever version of the Bible you have, you are carrying a translation. Do you understand? Yes, you have a translation. English is vernacular, your Luganda is vernacular, your Swahili is vernacular, so you're carrying a translation. It is important to understand that when you're reading the Bible, you're reading a translation. Therefore, you should spare some time and find out the ability of a translation. You can't just make conclusions based on a translation. Okay? You just can't do that. You can't do that. If you've ever been in an audience where someone is speaking in English, another is translating in Luganda, and you happen to be blessed enough to know both languages, you will get to understand what a translation is. Are we together? And it is one of the things that we're going actually to see. Because the three questions that Jesus asks, okay? 2 out of those 3 questions, Jesus uses a different word for love. Okay? The 3 answers that Peter gives to the 3 questions, 3 out of 3 answers, Peter uses the same word in answering. But in your translation, there's only one single word, love. Are we together? In the first question, Jesus asked Peter, do you agapeo me? Peter answered, yes, I phileo you.
Did Peter understand the question?
The second time Jesus asked, Peter, do you agapeo me? Peter told him, you know, I phileo you. The third question, Jesus asked, okay, Peter, do you phileo me? Peter said, I have told you. I phileo you. Now you are talking. Now, do you see the problem of a translation? It's when we talk about people, you ask those who are trained in biblical languages to help you. We are not showing off because we went to school. No, we are warning you the danger of you concluding based on a translation. Are we together? Yes, so that's the idea. So, if someone asks you, do you agapeo me, and you answer, yes, I phileo you, are you answering the same question? Now, there are almost 7 types of love in the Greek language. And the Greeks, because their language is conceptual, okay? Theirs is ideology. The language is created around ideology. You don't just name a cup, a cup. They ask, why are you calling it a cup? A chikopo. Transliteration. Because a chikopo is not a Uganda word. It is a transliteration or for cup. Are we together? But why do you call it a chikopo? Are we together? Why do you call it a chikopo? Or if you call it a chikompe, and that is your sophisticated transliteration again. Yes. So why do you call it a chikompe? So the Greeks want to know, why are you calling a chair, and why are you calling it a table, and not a watuwa? Are we together? The Greeks would rather call it
ekituubwako than calling it entebe. If you call it entebe, the Greeks would like to know what is the etymology. When we do the word study, what is the etymological meaning of entebe? So they break it down to find out the functionality so that they can create a name out of it. So when it comes to love in sociology, the Greeks do understand there is a way Isaiah loves divine. But the way Isaiah loves divine is not the same way Isaiah loves the mother of divine. The two loves cannot be the same since they are directed to different objects. So they start categorizing love. Are we together? So that is the language that God chose that his word be communicated through. Are we together? In the New Testament. Why did God choose that? Because he wanted to communicate the idea so that you can understand it.